So I said I would do this a couple years ago, and I never did. And now I have hit a different low, still pretty low. Um, it's a little bit different, but it's still familiar. It's still the depression and the anxiety, the bipolar. Great, now I have watery eyes already. I'm gonna try to do this without crying. Keyword try. But it's kind of hard right now. Josh and I broke up yesterday. So that was November 16th. We broke up not because we don't like each other or love each other, but more because life just is happening to both of us, and it's hard to handle right now. He has 2 kids. They're 3 years old, and he's working a lot, trying to make ends meet, trying to move out of Kiki's house, trying to, have his own place. But at the same time, he's working so much trying to save the money that he's not able to see his girls as much as he wants to, or even they're asking him, like, hey, why aren't you like here all the time, like more often like before, or why do you have to leave already? And that has to be heartbreaking. I can't even imagine. And then me, trying to give me time and affection and attention and everything, and so many things are going on. His grandma's sick in a different state down south, so it's a lot to take on, and I understand. And right now I'm going through so much that I need a lot of attention, and I'm being kind of needy. I've never been like this, so I don't know how to handle it. We've known each other for 7-8 years, and I was never like this before, so that has to be weird and hard for him too. It was hard for me to adjust, first of all, not only to a guy that has 2 kids, who has, the kids' moms to deal with, and obviously I don't, well, not obviously, but I didn't feel so comfortable with that, with him being around them all the time, stuff like that. I've never dated anybody with kids, so this is really, really hard and difficult and like weird, and I didn't know how to handle it. Also, during October, he was working at Spirit and at the restaurant/bar. So restaurant/bar already is very demanding, a lot of hours, very tiresome. People were quitting, so he had to pick up shifts, which was good because he was going to make the money that he needs, and this was a good opportunity for him to get what he wants. But then he's not being able to make rational decisions or the best decisions for himself because I'm in the picture. We can, I guess there's like ways we can work with it or whatever. I know I can already imagine people saying, oh, well, if he really loves you, then hey, he's gonna try to make it, blah, blah. Sometimes it's too much. And sometimes the best thing is to step away. I don't like it. I am sad. I'm a little bit disappointed, but I understand him. So anyway, he was working both of those jobs, so it was even less time to spend with his kids. So it's frustrating. The time that he did have off, obviously he's going to try to run all the errands and everything that he needs to get done, and also spend time with his kids. I have been completely okay with the 4 of us hanging out. He seems to have liked it, but it's not, he wasn't all the way comfortable. And I understand it's a little bit early for all that stuff, and it was not him. So I want him to be comfortable, obviously. Sometimes you have to be uncomfortable in order to make things work, and sometimes we did. But it was just something that he's not okay with. And then now with all the holidays coming up and everything, I'm sure that ran through his mind, and it's hard. With the moms and trying to spend time with me, and then also it'll probably be like a thing at his house, which I'm not allowed in. It's a whole different story. But it's exhausting. It's exhausting for him. It's exhausting for me. I'm going through crazy anxiety. So not only is all of this new to take on, but I have my own things. I have my own projects. I have a lot of issues. My migraines came back. They're really bad. I have an alright job, but it is very stressful. At least the way it's set up right now. Even for the interview, they told me, you know, if you can't handle a lot of stress, then don't take the job. I took it anyway because it was good money. I also need to save money to move out, buy a car, pay my debt. The years and years of issues with my mom. I guess I'll make a different video for those because that's a lot to cover. So I've been down. I've been depressed. I've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I don't take medications. I don't take medications for the anxiety either. So yeah, sometimes I get crazy mood swings and I blow up and I say what I think and feel at that moment, even though I sleep, and then the next day I don't feel those things anymore. And then I look at the messages and I'm like, why the hell did I send that? But that's how I felt at the time. And so I'm learning to live with that, with these diagnoses and with all my emotions and whether I think it's right or wrong, and I call it my two me's, which is like the me that is compassionate and understands, and it's like, oh well, we'll work through it, or let me try to help, let me do this, let me do that, or you know, whatever. I'm like a mom without being a mom. I try to take care of everybody, so it's not always healthy. And then there's my other me, who is more of a bitch. It's more like, oh well, if you like it, cool, and if you don't, get the fuck out of my way. Very just like, well, if I was able to figure out, you can figure it out too. Or if you ask me a question and I'm like, well, fucking Google it, that's how I figured it out. Shit like that. Just very rude, not nice. And sometimes one me works better than the other me in certain situations. So I've been trying to find like a happy medium, and it's been really hard. So with the issues with my mom, I've been feeling extra unloved, and I haven't figured out the self-love thing all the way. I thought I did, but with all this extra stress and everything, I'm realizing I really don't. I have a long way to go still. And I've been going through like videos, personal development, books, articles, all kinds of things. So I'm trying. And that's what I was trying to tell Josh, like, hey, I'm really trying and all these things, but he's also really trying. But he has his own issues to work on, and I think I don't want to give this up. I don't want us to quit. I don't want us to break up, but I understand why he needs to break up. We both are different as friends than we are as a couple. We're both less rational when it comes to being a couple. And when we're on our own, we make better decisions for ourselves. So until, like, half of our battle would be at least one of us having our own place and being a little bit more financially secure, not so that we can like buy things for each other or anything like that, because that's not the case. I make enough for myself, and he, he's working on himself. I only make enough to like make ends meet, but not enough for me to move out, buy the car, get loans, all that stuff. So I'm a little bit too comfortable, just because I was using him a little bit kind of like a crutch, like this is my safe zone, and as long as this is comfortable, everything else is like I could push to a side. But that's not okay. I have to be okay all around, not just in a relationship, not just in that aspect. And I can't work as well when I'm comfortable. I don't try to move out of that. And he's the same way, I'm guessing, because of what he has said. Also, he's mastered the self-love thing a lot better than I have. So for him, even though he also grew up in a not very loving family, we have that in common. But the difference is that he learned how to love himself so much that he doesn't need another person. He doesn't need to be in a relationship to feel loved, because he loves himself. And now he has his kids, and that love is just something that I can't even imagine. So one time we had a conversation, and he said, no, it's not that he needs to be with me, it's that he wants to, he chooses to. And at the time, I didn't understand exactly what he meant. I thought, okay, yeah, we don't need a person, we can still live. But that's not what he meant. He meant he's choosing to be with me. Like, there's a big difference. And I finally understand it. And it sucks because it's when we broke up, and I was wanting him to communicate, to text message me, to call me, all these things, when I knew he was busy. But I would think of it this way. He's always scrolling through Facebook to like distract himself for a little while, whatever. So it doesn't take long to send me a message. It doesn't take long to be like, hey, what's up? The thing is that once you start a conversation, like, you kind of, you continue it, or you try to, and yeah, it can take a long time to answer, and that's okay. But when my anxiety flares up, I'm worried. I'm like, okay, why isn't he answering me? And then I have to remind myself that he's working, that he's busy, that he's doing other things. Even if he's not at work, he has kids, he has errands, he has other things to worry about. And I have to remind myself, and sometimes I don't remember. It's not that I don't. That's so stupid. It's not that I don't remember. It's just that at that moment, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about my feelings, my insecurities, my anxiety. But also, I wasn't making enough of an effort to text him first, to call him first, anything like that. Yeah, I did it once in a while. He did it once in a while, but it wasn't enough. Like, I knew he was busy. I knew he was going through stuff. So it would have been easier for me to take the time, because I have less of that pressure, less of that time restriction, that I could have been more open or more caring or more loving, and messaging him and being like, hey, how are you doing? How is your day? Or just send him a freaking meme. Or we both listened to personal development while I was listening to one, send him one. The thing is that I even stopped doing that. That was before I started talking to him again, before all that. I stopped listening to those, and that was part of me being messed up. I know now that by watching the motivational videos, journaling, which I hate, I don't do it all the time, but at least I do it when I'm starting to feel more stressed, when I'm starting to feel overwhelmed. I write everything down, and it helps clear my head, and it makes me understand things a little bit better. Just like when I'm talking about things, I feel them better. Because I kind of, as I speak it, I understand it a little bit better. And I think that's also part of why I'm going to be making these videos, is mostly for me, so that I can understand me better, and so that I can reflect and come back and watch them and see what was working for me at the time, what isn't, and just documenting somehow so that I can come back, and if I'm slipping, I can pick myself up before I fall so deep. And also, I'll be posting them, I don't know where yet, but I'll post them somewhere on social media, because a lot of people are going through this, and if it helps somebody, cool. That would be great if it can actually help somebody. But it's mostly for me. I don't really want family to look at these right now, at least not until I get figured out a little bit better. I'm not ready for the criticism from family, from other people, from strangers. They don't know me. They'll post things or maybe comment things or whatever, and I mean, it's people. Fine. But yeah, so I've been saying I'm gonna make these videos for a couple years now, and I don't do it. And then these past few weeks, I say, okay, I'm gonna start, and then I don't. And then the next day I'm gonna start, and then I don't. And then it's like in the middle of the week or something, and I'm like, it's the middle of the week, I'll just wait till afterward. So I don't, or till like a new week. But it doesn't matter, because it's not like I'm like, nobody's waiting on me, nobody's like waiting for me to post these things or anything. It's for me. It's for me. And if I had realized, because I wrote down all the things that I could have done better or different, reminders of what to work on myself after this breakup. So I have like little highlighted and everything. It's a two-sided page of different things. The highlighted parts are the ones I'm working on, and then underneath I wrote like a little description of why or how I'm thinking or feeling about it. I'll go through the list in a different video. But I forgot where I was going with this. I can't focus on shit anymore, like not as much as I used to. So that's what it looks like for me. I can't focus on things as well. I overeat. I don't exercise anymore. I went from, doing the whole like bodybuilding and powerlifting, eating clean, not eating anything with the label, no processed foods. If it didn't come from earth, like, I wasn't eating it. And I wasn't skinny, which is great. I don't want to be ever skinny, like super skinny. If you like that, cool, but I don't like it on my body. Then I started eating all this junk, a lot of junk food, and it started messing with my mood. The whole reason why I started eating clean in the first place was because it was helping with my migraines and my mood swings. So now I stopped, and now it's super hard to get back, because now I'm back on the the